it's almost cinematic. You're standing in a crowded room, all that ambient noise just kind of fades into this gentle background hum, and suddenly, your eyes meet across the floor. The lighting feels perfectly warm, time literally seems to slow down, and maybe, just maybe, somebody's friend nudges them and whispers, "Hey, go talk to her." It's that classic, absolutely beautiful beginning of a story. It really does always start the same way, doesn't it? I mean, cue the absolute rush of butterflies in your stomach. It's that classic love at first sight moment, and honestly, it is undeniably adorable. But you know, what's truly fascinating about this early phase of love? It's that, looking back, this is the only phase in the entire relationship where absolutely nobody is keeping score. No points to be won, zero arguments to tally up. Just pure, uncalculated connection between two people. And then comes the overthinking. Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Staring at your glowing phone screen for like 3 straight hours, just agonizing over whether a simple "hey" is way too casual, or if "hi" with 2 eyes sends exactly the right amount of flirtatious energy. I mean, it's hilarious when we look back on it, right? But in that moment, it is literally everything. The energy is so light, it's warm, and it's just overwhelmingly romantic. And you just watch how beautifully this all builds, because those nervous minutes turn into hours of texting, which then effortlessly melt into years. Suddenly you're sharing movie dates, literally eating ice cream with 2 spoons out of the exact same bowl, because somehow sharing food is the absolute height of romance. You're meeting each other's families, smiling through dinners, politely pretending to laugh at an uncle's exact same joke for the 4th time. Everything is in this beautiful, soft focus. And you know what? Nobody is arguing about whose turn it is to load the dishwasher. Mostly because nobody's living together yet to even have a dishwasher to argue about. And then you hit the culmination. The big day. The rings, the family, the confetti falling, the just married hashtag. And for a while, the reality is just as sweet and warm as all those pictures suggest. But here is where the story changes. That warm, soft lighting, it begins to fade, just slightly. The plot quietly shifts for some couples, and the honest truth is, nobody ever sends out invitations for this part. The uninvited phase of marriage just sort of creeps in. That seamless, romantic teamwork we just talked about starts to fade away, giving way to something a bit colder, a little bit more rigid. So the crucial point is understanding this exact transition. Marriage, which started out as the ultimate partnership, slowly starts to turn into a courtroom. And I definitely don't mean the romantic, we're a team taking on the world kind of dynamic. No, it becomes the I need to prove I'm right kind of dynamic. The husband argues to win a point. The wife argues to prove her stance and claim a victory lap. Suddenly the focus isn't about resolving an issue together anymore. It's strictly about who gets the very last word. You know, who gets to stand there and say, "See, I told you so." They find themselves fiercely trying to win an argument that, honestly, if you ask them, neither of them probably even remembers starting. It just becomes exhausting. And there is a deep, tragic irony to all of it. I mean, these are the exact same 2 people who used to stay up all night long just because they couldn't bear to stop talking to each other. And now they are staying up all night solely to out-argue one another over these long-forgotten triggers. The framing of the relationship just gets tighter, way more tense. Somewhere in that space between "I love you" and "you always do this," the ultimate goal quietly, subtly morphed. It stopped being about connection, and it became entirely about winning. And as that tension rises, it settles in the home. I really want you to just sit with that thought for a second. The literal air in the room changes. Because while these 2 adults are locked in their courtroom, there is usually a subtle background presence entirely caught in the crossfire. A small person sitting halfway up the stairs, or maybe peeking silently through a crack in the bedroom door, or lying in bed staring at the ceiling, pretending to be asleep while absorbing every single word, every sharp tone of that match. And it doesn't just pass through them and disappear. It takes root, quietly at first. The signs are heartbreakingly invisible if you aren't looking closely. A child who used to just talk your ear off without taking a breath suddenly goes completely quiet at the dinner table. You might notice an empty chair at a school event because, well, they just didn't want to go. The crayon drawing on the fridge that used to be full of bright, vibrant colors slowly turns to muted, darker tones. A favorite meal left half-eaten. Grades start slipping. Maybe their friends' parents mention that they just aren't really themselves lately. Nobody put a label on what is happening, but something clearly broke. It all shifted right around the exact same time their home stopped feeling calm. Kids, you see, they don't need a dictionary or a translator to understand tension. They feel it in their bones way before they possess the vocabulary to even explain what they're experiencing. They feel the exact, precise moment their environment loses its safety. And this brilliantly illustrates the twist that absolutely nobody saw coming when those eyes first met across the room. Winning an argument at home, at the cost of your kid's peace, isn't a victory. The war that two people are fiercely fighting just to feel like a winner is quietly costing them the one specific thing marriage was actually designed to protect, their own child's sense of safety. Nobody wins that trade. Not really. Claiming a win in an argument at home is just an incredibly, devastatingly expensive way to lose something far more valuable. What's really interesting here is the role we unconsciously force upon the most vulnerable person in the room, the unintended referee. The actual message hiding behind all of this relationship drama is actually quite simple. Marriage was never, ever supposed to be a scoreboard. It is not you versus them. The very second two people started keeping score against each other, they quietly volunteered their child for a job they never asked for. They made them the referee, literally forcing them to watch every single point, absorb the impact of every emotional hit, without ever getting the power to blow the whistle and call a timeout. So, I leave you with this thought. If there is a small person in your house, sitting on the stairs or quietly eating their dinner, just watching how you and your partner handle your disagreements, and let's be honest, there usually is, maybe today is the day you decide to put the scoreboard down. Not because you're wrong in the argument, but simply because, at the end of the day, being right was never actually the point. Protecting the peace and protecting them always was. So the next time you feel the absolute need to win, just ask yourself, who is actually paying the price?